Hello, today I'm going to introduce you some of the tools and tricks in Excel to create dynamic charts and plots, which are useful tools to professionally present data, and also they are very useful analytical tools as well. And by dynamic chart I mean something like the sample that currently I have on the screen. For example, here I have 4 sets of data. For example, these are forces of some panels that we had, and here on different directions that we have measured those forces, and just we want to plot and compare those cases to each other. And as you see, we have some checkboxes here. We can check or uncheck them. Then accordingly the plot updates and just plus the data sets that we have selected. Initially it may look complicated, but I'm going to walk you through this trick and introduce you the tools that we can use to create such a dynamic plot. In the second worksheet I've prepared like a raw data set to use. To begin, first we need to draw our checkboxes. To do that, we need to go to the developer header here in Excel. If you do not have that header and set of tools in your Excel, then you just need to activate it, which I will explain it later. So we go to the developer header, and then from there insert, and we have 2 sets of tools, form controls and ActiveX controls. From form controls we pick the checkbox, and then we can easily draw a checkbox wherever we want, something like this. It comes, a box is drawn here, and also there is a label for it. You can double click and edit the label. And here I'm going just to delete that label and leave with the checkbox itself. So we have a checkbox here. I try to adjust the size. It's like a regular shape that we have in terms of editing and reshaping. And I need to repeat this for the other columns as well, or we can easily copy and paste the one that we already have by drag and drop. I just drag this one while holding the Control key on the keyboard to make a copy. Then again I hold the Control key, drag it here and release it. And the 4th one here. Now we have 4 checkboxes here. For the checkboxes, then we need to define a cell link, which I will explain what that cell link does. You just need to right click on the checkbox, format control, and then in the cell link select the desired cell in the worksheet. Here I just select the adjacent cell with the cell on top for each of them. Format control, cell link. You need to do it individually for each of the checkboxes that we create on the page. And the last one, cell link, selecting the cell above. Now we have 4 checkboxes with the cell links right above them. So let's see what a cell link does. Whenever we select a checkbox or click in it, a true value appears in the cell link. And whenever we remove the check or uncheck the box, a false value appears there. So this is what the tool that we need to create our dynamic chart. Now the trick is here. Actually we are not going to plot this area. We are going to duplicate this area and make an area which is basically dynamic, and the values change with the status of the checkbox, for which we can use a simple if command here. So let me repeat the titles here. AB1, and then I just drag them to the right. And now for the values, I can write a simple if command which says if the value here is true, then display this number or copy this number or repeat this number here. Otherwise, show a not available value or NA. And then we need to open and close the parentheses, and then they close the parentheses for the for the if command. Okay, we have written the required formula, but just to be able to copy it to adjacent cells and also copy it down, we need to make a little bit of change here. This D2, since we wanted it to be constant as we copy it to the other cells, so we can just put a $sign before the row number. So when we copy it to the other cells, on the right, the column number changes and adjusts, with respect to each cell, but the row number remains same. Now I press enter, copy this cell all the way to the end, and also copy this one all the way down. Now we can check, if it works the way that is intended and we want. So when we remove the check mark, then all the values of this column change to NA, which is not a number, or these and these. But whenever we check them, the whole columns, returns the true values that we actually need. Okay, we have done the hardest part of the problem. Now what we need is just to simply create a plot based on these values, not the original values here. So for that, the quickest way is to select all these data, insert, and based on the type of data and type of analysis, we can choose the plot that we want. Here I choose a line plot. It's one of the statistical plots, but I should emphasize that it's just a statistical value that we are going to compare. It's not a mathematical display of the results. Otherwise we should have used the scatter plot. So I just use the line plot here. Okay, now we can see just this column of the data is displayed here on the plot, because other values are NA or not a number. Now whenever I click in each of these boxes, then the corresponding column appears on the plot, and then the others go out. And let us correct the horizontal axis as well. So we go to the plot, select data, for the horizontal part, edit, and select our horizontal axis values, and then press OK. The point here is that in the if formula that we have written, we also could have used like a blank quotation mark, but in that case we could see the plots here, but at a 0 value. So for the plot, for the plot to totally go out when we uncheck the column, we need to use the NA. You can try it yourself to see if we change the NA, for example, just to a blank quotation. You see the line still appears here, but at 0. So I undo it to go back to the original thing that we have created. Now just it's the time to do some aesthetic part and make it more beautiful. The first thing is that we do not want this part of data to be seen on the page, so we can simply change the color to white so it's not visible anymore, or we can select these columns and hide them, whatever you like, and make the sheet in the way that you need. Also, the cell links, we do not need to keep them visible, so we turn them white as well. So the end product that we see here is just like what I showed you in the very beginning, is the plot and the raw data, the original data that we want to plot. So simply we can select the columns that we want to display, and it beautifully comes up on the plot and helps us to make the comparison better and make like a more professional presentation of the data. Hope it helps you to develop the worksheets that you have and make better presentations out of your data. In a second video, I will show you how to activate the developer tab here in case you do not have it in your Excel. Thank you very much. I appreciate your comments or any questions that you have about this. Thank you very much.